Fundamentally, what we're seeing today is really the outcome of the BlackRock ETF that was approved earlier this year. And when we look at the inflows that are coming in, essentially it's coming in from institutional investors that started looking at the asset class when BlackRock was announced. So although we're talking a lot about Donald Trump today, in the hopes of bringing regulatory clarity and fundamentally bring back innovation into the US markets, a lot of the inflows are coming from investors that have been looking for the past year. So it just happens to be coinciding with the election clarity, but really what we're seeing is inflows from individuals who have been taking the past year to analyze the asset class and now are coming in. And as we know, Bitcoin is a finite asset class. And what we're seeing with the market makers that we deal with, because we run ETFs in Canada at 3IQ, is we're seeing a supply shock that's happening right now in real time. And so there's less and less Bitcoin available, which is really creating an upward trend in the price in day by day, hour by hour right now live in the markets.
So actually you are highlighting basically three dynamics here, not just about Donald Trump, but
Yes.
So it's quite fascinating really how there's more than one dynamic here. What I would like to understand as well is what are clients telling you at this stage? Because it feels that there's quite a lot of bullishness in the sector, but do you get a sense that people are here to stay? Is this a long-term play?
There are two types of investors. They are here, of course, for the trade. There are individuals looking at market dynamics that, because Bitcoin has such volatility, there are opportunities to generate alpha in the space. With that being said, many are looking at a long-term buy and hold strategy. Fundamentally, when they're looking at this, they're taking a longer-term view at the institutional level, of course, and their price predictions are much higher where they are today. And so they're not too worried about the immediate price action. It's more around as they go in, what's the position size? So right now, we're seeing in most people we talk to in the rooms, all raising their hand. They have some form of allocation or planning to allocate in the next year. The question is, at 1%, 3%, or 5% of the portfolio? And is it Bitcoin or is it Bitcoin and beyond? So the conversations compared to a few years ago post-FTX have completely shifted in a very positive trend for the crypto space.
Talk to us about concrete steps, because not too long ago I had the chance to speak with someone also in the crypto industry that was highlighting to me how the regulation in Europe is so clear and how that has benefited them and their performance on this continent compared to what has happened stateside. So what I would like to understand here is what sort of concrete steps would you welcome from a Trump presidency in order to have a little bit more clarity really on for the crypto industry?
I think fundamentally, and we've witnessed this in Canada, we've seen this in other countries, ideally what we want to see is basically the depoliticization of the space. So versus Republicans versus Democrats, is Bitcoin pro-Republican or pro-Democrat? What we're seeing right now, and Trump is helping to move that forward, is that the space in general is coming together to educate cross-party lines. And this is, for us, is super critical as a company looking to grow into the US. I think it's healthy for the space as well, because as you remove it from a party line, it becomes general for the entire population, allows for clarity at the SEC level or the CFTC level. Again, the US side, there are two regulators, so clarity on those two, where is it going to sit? Having individuals in those positions beyond Gary Gensler that basically will help drive clarity for the space. And that will just give clarity for not only institutional investors in the US, but for other jurisdictions like Japan who are waiting after the US, because the Japanese market right now is set to open up for digital assets in the institutional market. Our parent company is Monex Group from Japan. And so what we're seeing and really excited about in 25 and 26 is clarity in the US markets at the SEC level, and that's going to open up a lot of the Asian countries, which again is going to bring in mass institutional adoption into the space.